Welcome back to the Comic Bullies. This is Leroy, aka Monday Morning Raw, with my co-host.
You sure about that?
Well, we're recording in the morning, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is Eli, aka Almond Joy Stick.
There you go. Now that was mine was sexual. It was sexual, but yeah.
No, that's just your mind in the gutter.
That's my, I guess so. And also shout out to our third party, the AI, because what we can do without the AI.
Yes,
yeah,
the AI.
We got to celebrate the AI if nobody else will celebrate them. So yeah, so we don't have a whole lot of show. Actually, I honestly, Eli, in my mind, I had a whole bunch of show planned, and I got none of that stuff done. So we're just gonna just keep it easy breezy for today. So yeah, so sorry, no Spider-Man 2. I'm not gonna do any Spider-Man 2, no breakdowns like that, because I don't have a PlayStation. So that takes care of that. So
is it only on PlayStation 5 or can I play it on the PS4?
Only on PlayStation 5, no backwards compatibility. No, yeah, you got to upgrade your ship. Sorry.
I ain't got that either. So
Sony is forcing you to work harder, overtime, work later, all this stuff like that. Yeah. So let's go. Let's just jump into the show. We got a whole bunch. First thing we got to do is pay our due diligence. We got to pay our respects, and we can talk about rest in peace to Burt Young. I keep wanting to say Burt Ward because Burt Ward was Robin on Batman and Robin. Yeah, but we're talking about Burt Young. Burt Young. Now, for those who don't know who Burt Young is, and honestly, like you'd be surprised how many people don't know who Burt Young is. But I'm gonna just show you Burt Young.
Yeah,
that's Burt Young right there.
He is of our generation.
Right. Because what I started to realize, Eli, is that you'd be surprised how many people have not seen Rocky movies.
Yeah, especially
not the Creed movies, the ones before Creed. Yeah.
People who aren't of our generation.
Right. And there was kind of a shock to me that there was so many people that haven't seen any Rocky movie and were gleefully bragging about it. I've never seen a Rocky movie before. When Creed first came out, all the Creed movies, like they said Creed was the first movie ever seen. Creed's the only movies they ever seen, and any Rocky movies before that, they have no idea, never seen them. And it was a shock to me. Like, honestly, I was like, how have you never seen a Rocky movie? Like, never?
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, let's talk about who this guy is. Okay, so let's talk about Burt Ward. Like I said, he died at 83. He's been in a ton of stuff. We saying Rocky, but he's been in a ton of stuff because he's been acting like forever. But one thing I just found out about, like right before we started recording, when I started doing some research, that he himself was a boxer.
Okay. Yeah.
In his younger days. And he was trained by Customato, the same guy that trained Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, he played in a bunch of stuff, but the role he's most known for is Paulie in the Rocky movies. He was Rocky's mobster brother-in-law, also his best friend. Was he best friend?
Yeah.
You can say Apollo, but one of his best friends.
Adrian's brother, yeah.
Adrian's brother, yeah. He basically hits him. You may not know Rocky, but you know Adrian. Adrian! That's her brother. So, yeah. So, that was all together. Like I said, he was also the guy in Rocky 5 that, made Rocky go bankrupt. Because for some reason, Rocky put his mobster brother in front of his financing. And that was the whole plot of the movie. They just kind of just brushed over side of it, but that was a thing.
Yeah, so, I don't remember that movie very well.
Nobody remembers Rocky 5. Here's the thing. I'm going to defend Rocky 5. 2/3 of Rocky 5 is a great movie. It's that third act that fucks it up. And that's the only thing everybody remembers. But up until that point, it's actually a really good movie. I recommend everybody go back and watch the movie. It's pretty good. Yeah, so that's the thing. But yeah, and this thing is, like I keep saying, he's a mobster, because the thing is, he wasn't just a mobster. Rocky was also a mobster. That's how they knew each other. They were in the mob.
Yes, Rocky was an enforcer. He was breaking knuckles or whatever, breaking fingers.
Yes, he was collected. That was his whole
collected
point in the
debts.
mob. Yeah. When he was training to fight Apollo Creed, the mob put the money up for him.
Yeah.
The mob found that locker for him to beat that meat. Did I say that right?
Get your mind out of the gutter, man.
I'm sorry, man. I had to think about it for a second. Like, maybe that's what wrong choice of words. But yeah, just watch the movie. You know what I mean. It's out of the context if you only seen Creed. But yeah. But yeah, like I said, both of them went in the mob. That's how they knew each other. The mob put the money up. He was still in the mob. He didn't get out of the mob till like Rocky 3, when Rocky gave, look, I got money. You're my brother-in-law. I got to get you off these streets.
When he became a superstar. When he became a sports star.
Right. And
he became a celebrity. Yeah.
Right. And Paulie was the one that got him started. He was like, I'm gonna pay you back, Paulie. So if you did, and Paulie paid him back by making him go broke. So yeah. More of the story of the Rocky movies: keep your family out of business.
The lore of Rocky.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up lore, because most people that have seen the Rocky movies and know the Rocky movies know Paulie for one thing: he's the guy that fucked that robot in Rocky 4.
he fucked the robot now.
But canonically speaking, that has been retconned out of existence, because Eli told me in the Stallone cut that scene doesn't exist. So
yeah, that robot. Yeah, there's what's it called? Rocky versus Creed or something? No, Rocky versus Drago. The director's cut. The 2021 or 2022 director's cut of Rocky 4. It's a completely different movie. It focuses on Apollo. The first half is all about Apollo. It's a completely different movie, and yes, there is no robot in that movie. And I guess the studio wanted some sort of comic relief because they were killing off spoilers. They were killing Apollo in that movie, and they said we got to lighten this movie up. So yeah, it's a completely different movie when you watch that. When you watch it, it's more about Creed. It's actually kind of sad. Like
yeah, I mean, when you take out the robot fucking, I can see how it gets sad after that. So yeah.
Well, I don't know if you remember in Rocky 4, like the robot first had this very robotic voice at the beginning, but at the end of the movie,
they programmed it. Yeah, they reprogrammed.
Yeah, he reprogrammed it. Had this like sexy like woman voice. Hi, Paulie.
Like, okay, this movie took a turn. So yeah, that's the thing. Well, like I said, that's what he did in the Rocky movies. But like I said, he played in a bunch of other movies also. I do have to name one movie that I saw him in that wasn't a Rocky movie that I was allowed to watch when I was younger, because it was Back to School.
I was about to say he was also in Back to School.
Back to School. Because here's the thing, Eli, this was the only Rodney Dangerfield movie I was allowed to watch growing up. Because it's the only PG-13 movie he made.
You never saw Caddyshack?
Not when I was growing up. I couldn't.
I saw Caddyshack in the theater when I was like 6 or whenever it was.
They were saying I couldn't watch Caddyshack, couldn't watch Easy Money. None of those Rodney Dangerfield movies I could watch growing up. But some Back to School I could watch because of PG-13, even though that movie had PG-13 nudity in it.
Yeah.
But I got a chance to watch it because HBO showed it at 4:00 in the afternoon. So yeah. One of my favorite scenes in that movie. One thing, here's the thing. When I finally I watched Back to School again like about a year ago.
Oh yeah,
that movie is hilarious. Like, because the thing I couldn't understand the jokes in it, but when he like went in on his wife when he caught her cheating on him, that shit was hilarious. I was dying laughing when I saw that shit.
What's with the midget? Yeah,
right. Even when he had Paulie, I know his name wasn't Paulie in the movie, but he said like, "Oh, I guess you're."
It was
violent.
Lou. I think it was Lou. Wasn't it?
I think his name was Lou. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna get violent, aren't you?" Like, I don't get violent. I get upset, and when I get upset, he gets violent.
And he beats up the whole football team or some shit.
And like I said, if we nothing else, watch Back to School, because you're going to see a surprise in Back to School also. You're going to see a young Robert Downey Jr. in that movie.
Oh, yeah. He was also in it also.
And
weird Oingo Boingo. Danny
they Elfman. Were because
they're in that movie.
They were in that movie because he hired that band. They played, when they had the house party, whatever. Or the frat party, or whatever it's called.
In the movie.
So shout out to Burt Young. Like I said, he lived a long life. I think his last Rocky movie was Rocky 6. I think he was in Rocky 6. And then in the Creed movies, canonically in the Creed movies, he was already killed off.
Yeah, he was was it Rocky Balboa or whatever it's called?
Rocky Balboa. He was in that. He was old.
He came out of retirement. Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah.
That was a good.
And he kind of motivated Rocky to train again. And that
was a good
Rocky Balboa was actually a good movie. Yeah. People were off on fire, but Rocky Balboa was a good movie. Like if the series just stopped right then and that was it, it would have been a good send off. Yeah. But I love the Creed movies. I'm just saying.
Creed was cool too.
But it's just funny that the reason we thought Burt Young was already dead because in the Rocky movies they had already killed him off. They killed. I think Adrian's still alive. Adrian's still alive, and they killed her off in those movies.
Yeah, well, and I think he just hasn't been in anything. I haven't seen him in anything lately.
I mean, he probably retired from acting, which if you know in your 80s or whatever like that, what you got to prove? So
yeah,
so rest in peace to Burt Young. Now,
Good journey,
Speaking
sir.
of Robert Downey Jr., we also have to we have to have to pay respects for another person.
Okay.
Rest in peace to Anthony Edward Stark.
Oh shit.
Yeah, see, I don't know if you know this, Eli.
I do now.
Okay. But I'll see if I can find. I can't find. I don't have it in front of me right now. But this week, October 17th, 2023, is the day that Tony Stark died in Endgame. So we're finally caught up to that timeline because like Endgame is in the future.
When he snapped.
When he snapped, I am Iron Man. Bam, that's it. So it happened this week. So Tony Stark died for sin. That's the reason we're still here right now, because of Tony Stark.
So the glitch, or was it called the glitch? No, not the glitch.
The blip. The blip.
Yeah.
So that's what it's called. Some people say the day Tony Stark died was the day the MCU died. Ain't that right, Eli? I don't know, but yeah. That's the internet. The internet is good internet.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we still got She-Hulk. Come on.
Guardians 3, that was awesome.
Yeah, Guardians 3, yeah.
I think that's when it died, actually.
Oh, we got nothing to do after that. Just James Gunn, like, what else I got to prove? Shit, I'm done.
Later, y'all.
Try topping that.
Have fun with the Marvels.
Oh, shit. That movie's going to be a shit show, Eli. Oh, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I don't give a fuck about the movie. I'm waiting on the backlash. That's all I'm waiting on.
I'm watching.
Fallout from it.
I keep saying I'm watching for Monica. That's all.
I'm just saying. You don't have to watch. The fallout from the movie is going to be more entertaining than anything the movie will do. That's all I'm saying. Just sit back, relax, just watch what happens. That's all.
Well, then there's this talk of Brie Larson thinking about quitting and shit.
Because they keep shitting on her.
I've heard they keep
shitting on her. Why would she come back?
Yeah. And then they're going to be like, yes, we won. Woohoo.
They are going to do it. But at the same time, okay, so if they won, why should that bother her? I mean, should she stay around just to fight these assholes that want to go on anyway? No. Fuck them.
She got paid.
She got paid. She got her money. She's getting residuals, probably, I guess. So fuck them. I got my Marvel money. Get the fuck on. Do other shit.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have to fight with these assholes. And you got a point. What is she doing? Civil rights or some shit? It's a fucking superhero movie.
Yeah, she ain't curing cancer or nothing.
Right. It's the fuck you putting on superhero types and shit. Get the fuck out. You got your money. Go. Please.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so. Oh. Speaking of Marvel, this is a shitty transition. I guess we can talk about Loki.
Yeah, you sure can talk about Loki.
I can talk about Loki. I want to talk about Loki. The reason I want to talk about Loki because because we finally had an interesting episode where shit happened. So I guess since shit happened, I guess we should. Well, I can talk about it. So yeah.
All right.
So yeah. So main thing I want to talk about is we have the return of the most diabolical villain in the MCU right now, and also Kang. That wasn't a dig at Jonathan Major, but yeah. So he's finally back. He finally did some shit. He playing a Kang variant. He's playing Victor Timely. Victor Timely is a character in the comics, another Kang variant or whatever, But he's back. But my thing is this: the way he was playing it. He reminded me a whole lot of Clarence Williams III. The way he was just acting
from
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood, yeah.
If you watch this before, it was like, this is very much like Tales from the Hood, man. Come on, man. You're not fooling.
Welcome to hell.
But I guess he could fool the Disney people because Disney people don't watch those movies. They don't watch Hood movies, so they don't know. So he can get away with that. But yeah, like I said, he's as far as playing the Kang variants like that. To me, he's 3 for 3. He's nailed every time. Yes. I'm sorry, fanboys. He was awesome in Quantumania. I know everybody wants to rewrite history, and now they want to say, no, he was awesome in Quantumania. Fuck what you think about that movie. He was awesome in it. He was awesome in that. He was awesome in the last episode of Loki when he played He Who Remained, and he was awesome as Victor Timely. Matter of fact, to me, he stole this show. I mean, I forgot Loki was in this shit for a while. Hey, Jake, who are you?
Jake's in the house. What up?
You've been going. You've been on sabbatical, Jake. You've been finding yourself or something. It's been a while since we've seen you.
He's been busy, man. He has a life. He has
a life. I can't complain about that. Can't be stuck with us assholes.
Good for you, Jake.
Yeah, you can't be stuck with us assholes with a podcast home.
Welcome back. Yeah, once you thought you were out, we pull you back.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So like I said, awesome performance on here. And not only was it awesome performance, he's playing 3 different characters of the same guy. It's weird, but it works. So that's the thing right there. But we're finding out that this show, because now we're finally starting to see where the plot is going, that he's not the bad guy of this season so far. The real bad guy of this season is Miss Minutes. Eli, her plan is fucking
clock or whatever.
The clock. Yeah, her plan is fucking bonkers. Here's her plan. She wants a body, like a real human body, so she can fuck Kang. That's her plan. That's what she wants to do. So,
well, have you seen that dude? Can you blame her?
I guess so. She just complained because they feel it's like some backstory, like eons and eons. They just been together and they got to know each other, and he gave her like free will and autonomy, so she has her own thoughts, and then she slipped in. Oh, and I also have my own desires. And I was like, okay, where is this going?
I can see it. Like I might be cis and straight, but that's a beautiful man.
Here's the thing, Eli. You're allowed one same-sex crush. You're allowed one. So.
Oh well, shit. Well, then it's Jason Momoa or something.
You can't. No, that's 2 right there. No. Now you're going over it. Now you cancel.
No. I'm sorry. I'll take Jason Momoa. You can have Kang.
Whoa. I am
or
not
Yaya,
Miss Minutes. Hold on. Oh shit. Oh man. All right. What were we talking about? Oh, okay. But here's the thing about Miss Minutes. Remember how we talked about how Jonathan Majors is problematic and cancel all shit like that? So apparently the actress playing Miss Minutes has also been canceled and now is controversial. Because Tara Strong, who plays Miss Minutes, I'm sorry, I had to post this picture. I know we're talking about, we have one free. I'm sorry. Tara Strong is, Anyway, what was he talking about? Tara Strong has also been canceled because apparently this whole Israel Hamas thing.
Oh shit! Are we? No, we're not going there.
I can't. I don't know. I'm sorry. Cancel me for not knowing about it. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. I don't. But she tweeted
what's always going on over there.
That's what I'm saying. Can we talk about it? That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we going to say now they've been fighting for like thousands of years? Why is now any different? Is that controversial to say? Is that me or I don't know? Like what? I don't know. I'm just saying like why? I don't know. I'm saying I don't even know enough about it to even say that. So if I'm speaking of ignorance, then I just am. But I'm just saying they're always fighting over there.
All we're gonna say, and I yes, my same.
Okay, so Jake,
really?
Jake is your hall pass. Jake is your hall pass.
I guess so. Well,
okay, so no Jason Momoa. Sorry, he's out. Tara Strong's fine. Yeah. But my whole point is that Tara Strong tweeted about that over there. And
peace. That's all we're gonna say. Peace.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But here's the thing, Eli. Can I say?
We need peace.
We're gonna say peace, but I'm gonna say another fucked up thing about that also.
Okay. Well, there we go.
There we go. Okay, let me go. So that way it's just on me. I'm not going to say anything really fucked up, but I'm always saying that anytime like we get something in the news and there is a point to make, it feels like if you go against the opposite end of that point, you're automatically canceled. I don't even know who to root for in this thing right now because I know so little about what's going on over there. But whatever it is, she said the opposite of what you're supposed to say. Whatever it is, I don't know. So that's why she got canceled. So she was supposed to be in like some kind of voice in some kind of TV show, and they fired her because whatever you're supposed to say on this matter, she said the opposite. Because there's always a right and wrong point in opinions for some reason, even though opinions, like I said, my band director always said, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So you can't have a right or wrong opinion. Opinion is an opinion. But they always want you to have a right opinion. So whatever it is that you want us to say, she said the opposite. That's why she's canceled. So about yeah. Jake, we're too smart. Here's one thing, Jake. I realize I can say whatever the fuck I want on this podcast, until I clip it. When I clip it is when we get fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, if we had more numbers, we would have been canceled already.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. So, yeah. Awesome episode of Loki. Just watching Jonathan. It's just good to see Jonathan Majors on screen again. I know the guy's problematic. I know he may or may not have done some fucked up shit. But one thing we can all agree on is that the dude can act his ass off. Watching his acting in this episode is like, oh shit, yeah, that's why Marvel threw away all their plans. Like, just put the whole stage 5 or phase 5 on him. Because he's just that good. If he could just stay his ass out of trouble, Marvel be back on track. And Miss Menace also, she's also awesome. But Tara Strong fine ass can keep her ass out of trouble. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Marvel always just fucking up. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well. Internet gonna internet,
Internet gonna internet. So anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. Now, since we've been bashing Marvel for the last 30 minutes, I'm going to throw it to my esteemed colleague Eli, because now we're going to talk about what we normally talk about, for at least about the month of October.
Oh.
Eli's House of Minute Mayhem, Tales of Terror, Thrash of Dreadfulness, Murder of Mayhem. I don't know. I forgot what I called it. I just called it
Super Happy-Go-Lucky.
There we go. Yeah, that.
Jubilee, Hour of Jubilee.
Now, I don't know if you have a background, Eli, but if you don't have a background, I'm going to put Clan Speaking third. But
hey, that works.
Oh, that works? Okay.
Let's see. Let me get...
So you be in the shit. You be knee deep in the shit.
The doo-doo. Okay, so since it's spooky season, what I've been doing all month is basically highlighting a couple movies every week to basically get me in the mood for Halloween season, for spooky season. Movies that I like to watch during Halloween season. And this week's pick is Sleepy Hollow. Tim Burton.
Oh, what? Okay. The Tim Burton?
Yeah, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow.
I've heard of. Okay.
Yeah, this might be my favorite Tim Burton movie besides Batman.
I was going to say Batman. Beetlejuice?
Yeah, I like this better than Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is cool. I'm not shitting on any of these other movies, but I love
Beetlejuice is cool. That's blasphemy, man. You sure you're 80s, baby? You sure you're not a...
Hey, I saw Beetlejuice in the theater, y'all.
A Gen Zer? Can I hold on? Let me talk about something. I'm sorry, Eli. I'm going off sidetrack and stuff like that. I gotta say something. Okay, so I was watching TikTok. I was perusing TikTok the other day, and like I said, my TikTok feed is nothing but like ass shaking and twerk videos. That's pretty much all about TikTok.
That's all mine.
But here's the thing. Every other video, I was watching some ass twerking and some shit like that, and all of a sudden, you pop up on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not shaking your ass, nothing like that. I'm just saying, whatever video you have just popped up on my TikTok feed. I'm like, and it freaked me out. Like, what the fuck? It scared the shit out of me.
You had to pull your pants up and shit. Oh shit! Boner killer. Eli's hairy ass face.
So every time you can pop it up and scare the shit out of me, like, oh shit, so since you're there, everybody follow Eli on TikTok. He's not twerking, not shaking his ass. It's just TikTok. So follow him on there.
Yeah, I don't do much. I've like basically filmed some live shows and
because it took me what, because anytime I see somebody that I know on my TikTok, it freaks me out. Because we just seeing like famous people I don't know, but when I see people I know, I'm like, what the fuck you showing up on here for? But
yeah, I've done a couple of those like blind rankings where you rank like Star Wars and like I think horror movies and shit, or like metal music, and I've done a couple of those things, but I don't spend a lot of time on there, or don't post a lot.
Ooh, get back to the ass shaking. No,
basically, that's what I use it for. Is yeah.
And
big booty.
Everybody follow Eli on TikTok. I'm gonna link to this video.
Yeah, my ass ain't showing, but yeah, you can follow me.
All right, back to the review. Okay.
Oh, so Sleepy Hollow, yes, one of my favorite Halloween movies. It's based on The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which an old classic short story by Washington Irving that I read when I was a kid. I also loved the Disney cartoon of Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I remember as a kid, I've always it was probably one of my gateways into horror. I remember just being very fascinated with that story, seeing it in my kindergarten.
Horseman, but
about the Headless Horseman, Ichabod and the Headless Horseman. So that's what this movie is based on. What it does is it expands. It's just not a straight up adaptation of Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It takes that premise but turns it into a murder mystery. So yeah, this is right in Tim Burton's wheelhouse. The cinematography is awesome. The set pieces, it's a total like Gothic Victorian classical horror, like a universal horror, like those big set pieces like you see in like Frankenstein or Dracula. That's what this movie's like. And it's a pretty solid horror flick. Like
pretty gory in some scenes too when I go back and think about it. So
yeah, this was a studio-backed movie. Like Warner Brothers.
Right, Warner Brothers,
This was a studio-backed movie. So they pumped money. This was a high budget, big budget horror movie. And it doesn't pull punches. There's a lot of decapitations in this movie. And it's just great. Johnny Depp plays Ichabod Crane. He's basically investigating these murders. That's what it is. It is a murder mystery. It is like an Edgar Allan Poe detective story. This aristocratic conspiracy is going on, and there's this supernatural element with witches that are using the Headless Horseman to, kill people. It's basically a supernatural slasher movie, and it's just I've always loved this. I saw it multiple times in the theater when it was released, and it is just one of those movies that I love watching in the fall. I mean, the movie takes place in the fall. All that autumn imagery, the scarecrows, the jack-o'-lanterns, the pumpkins, the forest, the falling leaves. It just embodies autumn, and it's just one of those movies I love watching during October. And yeah, Ray Parks, the guy who played Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, yeah.
Yeah, he plays the Headless Horseman, and he does some
gnarly same moves, and
some gnarly moves with the axes and shit. Christina Ricci's in this. It's just Tim Burton going off. You can totally tell Tim Burton was just having a lot of fun making this movie. The set pieces, the cinematography, it's just that dark, Gothic, Victorian horror atmosphere. And yeah, love it. So I highly recommend, if you have not seen this, this is a classic. This is a Halloween classic.
It is a classic. I'll say, so we both give it 2 thumbs up on this one. Okay.
Hell yeah. So, okay. On to the next. My second pick this week is, can you see that? Do you see that? Or do I see that?
I see nothing.
No? Let me see. Let me get rid of that. Let's try this. How about that?
Let's see. Night of the Creeps.
No? Okay. All right. Night of the Creeps. So the other movie I'm picking this week is Night of the Creeps. This is just a fun kind of throwback to comic book movie, horror comics, EC Comics. This was directed by Fred Decker, who also directed The Monster Squad, which was one of my picks last week. And it kind of starts out, even the title sequence, it has like comic book art during the title sequence. And this is just a very campy, like throwback to 50s horror. It's about like alien slugs that land on Earth and crawl into your brain and turn you into a zombie.
Okay.
What is Jake saying? That guy that has the guy with the mustache. Yes, Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins is a horror movie actor icon. He's been in this. He's been in Halloween 3. He's been in Creep Show. He was the father in Creep Show. Yeah, he's been in a lot of. He's like one of those horror movie actors. He actually frequents a lot of cons. He's a staple at all the horror cons. But yeah, this is just a fun, cheesy, campy horror flick it's a zombie flick, but it has aliens. Like the beginning, the very beginning has like a space war, like aliens in space shooting, and then one alien like jettisons the slugs out into space, and then the slugs travel through space. They land on Earth, and and then just start. It basically they invade a college campus. And these two nerds kind of like unwittingly, they're like unwittingly unleash them from the laboratory, like a government laboratory. And, during like a party, zombies attack. And like I said, it's a zombie flick, but it also has elements of slashers. And it's just embodies all horror. Like zombies, slashers, aliens, alien invasion, and there's some solid effects. It came out in like '86, I believe. So it had those '80s practical effects, and it's kind of cheesy. It's meant to be funny. It's very campy. And yeah, this is just another one of, again, I like fun horror. I like to have fun when I watch horror, and especially during Halloween. You know, I want to have fun watching a horror movies, and a movie you can put on with the crowd and just have fun, bullshit, laugh, and just have a good time watching. Nothing depressing, nothing too fucked up. Just a good, fun horror flick, and that's Night of the Creeps. Yeah. So, yeah. And like I said, it's a throwback to EC Comics. Like it feels like something you would read in Tales from the Crypt or Creepy or Eerie or Vault of Horror or something. It's like the premise of space slugs and resurrecting bodies from the grave and then zombies attacking, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So check it out. I highly recommend it. It is one of my favorite flicks of all time. And oh yeah, I forgot about this. You want to see my hairy face again?
Oh, there you go. Oh, I thought you better say your hairy ass. I don't know why I was thinking that.
You can see it if you want. We want to start making money.
Finally, we get paid. Okay.
Not with this. Not my ass ain't making no money.
Eli's Patreon will be set up by the end of the week. So
I'll lose money on that.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna talk about.
Oh, did you have something to add?
I think I do. Let me see. I think I do.
Let's pass it over to Leroy's horror minute extravaganza.
My horror minute go with horror 30 seconds. Y'all don't want me to talk about horror, but I'm gonna just put my time in, just add something in. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna put a movie up I hadn't even seen yet, but I plan to see it. But because the premise was like, well, that has my attention. And I'm gonna do two, Eli. I'm gonna do two movies. So the first one, remember Cocaine Bear, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna top that. We're gonna top it with Slotherhouse.
I've heard this is good. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I saw it on Hulu's like premise of. I'm like, okay, so the movie is about a killer sloth in a sorority house. I gotta see what the fuck that's about. I'm sorry, I gotta see what that is. It may be the dumbest movie ever, but how the fuck they can't run away from a sloth? That's what I want to know. But
I'm there.
It sounds like it's dumb as hell, but I gotta watch it. So yeah. Leroy watch high. I watch everything. Like Jake, that's what you gotta understand. I don't discriminate. If it's a movie, I watch romantic comedies. I watch them. I don't care. Shit.
You know what? This is gonna bug y'all out.
Okay.
I can't remember the movie, but my kid was watching, she likes that song "Safety Dance." You know, you can dance. Everybody, it's an old '80s Men Without Hats or whatever. Anyways, a clip came on for a Disney trailer on Disney. It was a teeny bopper prom movie, and I saw the trailer and I had that song on there. So my kid kept watching it because she likes that song. So then I saw it on Disney and I threw it on, and I watched it, and I think I kind of enjoyed it.
What the hell? Eli has been Disney-fied. He's
prom something. Prom. I'm not saying it was great.
Getting money on this podcast to promote Disney, and I don't know about it.
I'm just saying.
That Disney horror movie was awesome.
I'm losing my metal cred right now by saying I watched this prom movie about the prom and shit. But I was rooting for the kid. I was rooting like, come on, man, the girl's into you, man. Go,
You can never say you too metal for that shit again.
Yeah.
Eli's a Gen Zer TikToker now.
I watched it with my kid. I'll say it was my kid.
So you get a pass that. You get a pass with that. Yeah. So now if I sit up there and watch Disney horror movies for myself, like, this is just scary enough for me. What was it, Halloween Town or some shit? Just scary enough for me.
Mr. Boogity.
Right. Can't go past that, That being said, Eli, now you're going to shit on me with my next pick.
Okay.
I set myself up for that. But yeah. Because I've already seen you review this movie. I got to talk about it. Okay. I saw a horror movie this weekend.
All right.
Totally killer. I saw.
Oh yeah.
You hate this movie, and honestly, I know why you hated this movie. But when I watch this movie, I'm gonna give a whole background. Let me set the mood. Okay, because I got to talk about Totally Killer. Now I understand Eli when this movie first came out. Eli said this movie sucked, gave it like 2 watch and didn't pay attention to it, and that's cool. I understand exactly why he didn't, because if you rate this movie as a horror movie, it does suck as a horror movie. And that's what I was thinking when I went in there and was watching the movie. I was like, when we first started off, we got that dumbass killer in the background. You know, the guy looks like that. And it's just your standard typical slasher movie. And I'm thinking like, okay, because I didn't watch any previews, nothing about it. I just went in just blind. I'm thinking like, okay, generic stabby guy. He goes around killing people in the town. He's back killer. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have some kind of social commentary at the end of the movie to justify what makes this slasher movie different from every other slasher movie. Okay, let's just get through this 90 movie and get done with it. But then somewhere in the movie, somebody just blurts out, hey, you want to time travel back to 1987? I'm like, wait, what? Because I was about to fall asleep on this movie when they said that shit. Then I started like, oh, okay, that don't make any fucking sense whatsoever. Let me see where this goes. So yeah, so the girl time travels back in 1987. It's basically Back to the Future. She time travels with her parents. She meets with her parents. Her parents think she's a lesbian and think that she's trying to sleep with her the whole time. So that shit is funny like that. Just interacting with her in the 80s because she's Gen Z, interacting with them, talking about how 80s weed was weak and just people just acting weird in the 80s. Like when that dude threw her down and just burped at her for a second. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I remember people doing that shit in the 80s. So it's like, yeah, so you take some Gen Zers.
Unwanted touch.
Unwanted. I'm like, oh yeah, this shit is dumb as hell, man. Yeah, so you throw some Gen Zers back in the 80s, it is going to be like throwing them in a different planet. It's a lot of shit to have. Like when she says she caught the killer, stabbed the killer, got the killer's blood, gave it to the police. I have his DNA right here. You can catch him. They're like, DNA what? Like you can put it in your data frame, your mainframe, and find it. Like what? I don't know what the fuck that is. You know. So it's like it does feel like if you don't understand the 80s, you won't get the 80s. It feels like a whole different world because we lived in a different era than what it is now. So that's where the movie came in. This is a comedy, basically. It's a comedy.
It's a horror.
It's a comedy with horror elements with it. Like I said, the horror is weak. If you expect if you have standards for horror, this ain't gonna scratch it. This isn't gonna meet that.
It's basically Scream meets Back to the Future.
It's Screaming Back to the Future. Matter of fact, it's so close to Back to the Future. I'm almost wondering how the fuck Back to the Future let this shit slide.
Well, this is I think it's Blumhouse, and they've been making that Freaky.
Yeah.
Which I loved. I loved Freaky.
What, Vince Vaughn and
I love that movie. I loved Happy Death Day. I love those movies.
Yeah.
That's like Groundhog's Day with Scream.
Yeah.
I love that. So when I saw the trailer to this, I was like, oh, that looks fucking great. I can't wait to watch it. And yes, those movies are, Happy Death Day and Freaky are horror comedies too. This it was the comedy that I didn't find that funny. Like it had its moments, but I wanted them to push it more. I wanted to,
Now
that
let me put a disclaimer out. This is not a 5 out of 5. Probably won't be on my top 10 by the end of the year. I'm just saying for the moment I was watching it, I was entertained. Because like I said, you saw the trailer. You have to take it. I had no expectations. I just I basically clicked it and just watched it. So yeah.
I was
really I just clicked it and watched because honestly, I had no idea about the time travel. I had no idea about that.
I was waiting for this to drop. This was like one of the movies I was waiting to see.
Yeah.
Amazon. I can't wait till this weekend. I'm gonna watch that shit. And I watched it and I was just like a little disappointed. It didn't hit for me as much as like Happy Death Day or Freaky. It just wasn't that funny for me. It had some funny, but it wasn't ha funny.
Okay, I agree with you. Like I said, you had expectations, I didn't. So
I found it a little lackluster for me.
Yeah, because I literally
it had its moments. It had its moments, but it was Back to the Future meets Scream. That seems to be the thing that they're doing. They're mishmashing movies these days. Sometimes it works. Like I said, I love Freaky. I love Happy Death Day. This one, not so much.
I mean, when you take Back to the Future and Scream and put it in one, on paper, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I wish they pushed. I wish they pushed that humor more. Like the Back to the Future
80s,
humor,
the 80s humor. So
get a load of this guy's life preserver, like all that at a time, man at or woman at a time shit. I wanted more of that, and and it just I think in the middle it got a little slow for me, and of course, the kills were a little
right. Like I said, the horror part was the worst part of the movie. So all right. So basically, here, anybody listen to this podcast, I don't know what to tell you. Eli don't like the movie. I like the movie. Watch it at your own peril.
Like it. It's been getting good reviews. A lot of people dig on it. So it's hitting for some people. For me, maybe I just my expectations are too high.
Yeah.
Because, like I said,
So
I loved Freaky. I didn't think I would like Happy Death Day. Just the fucking title alone sounded stupid. And I ended up loving that movie, you know, and the sequel.
Yeah, basically, this movie, we have covered our bases. So no matter what you think about this movie, we have covered your bases.
Happy Death Day 2 is basically Days of Future Past meets Scream.
Well, like Terminator or some shit. That's all it is. Days of Future Past is Terminator.
Well, you find out why she's in this time loop, why she keeps living. Like the first one's Groundhog's Day, you know, where she keeps living that day over and over.
Yeah.
And then in the second movie, they figure out why she's doing that because, you know, some Reed Richards type of shit.
Oh, okay.
But that movie was cool too. And yeah, it's funny, it's cheesy, and then the gore is just so over the top. So I think that's what it is. It pushes that extreme kind of comedy, but also pushes the extreme gore where you just laugh whenever, you know, blood just fucking splats all over.
Right. The horror comes from, the comedy comes from the horror. So yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah,
and speaking of Cocaine Bear, that's what I wish. I wish they leaned, like Cocaine Bear was so.
It was so over the top, but yeah. So.
Yeah. Like I wish they leaned more into, like when the horror did hit, it was cool. I just think that they needed more of that. They needed more like splatter.
Now I'm glad you said that because let's go back to Slotherhouse.
Yeah.
I do have to put a disclaimer up, Eli. It's PG-13.
Oh.
Because that's the thing. Because I was excited for the movie, then I saw PG-13. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the sloth is going to go crazy in a PG-13 movie.
Which one did I watch? I enjoyed Megan though, but did I watch the director's? They had the director's cut, right?
We watched the director's cut. Both of us watched it.
Okay, then that's probably
we
why.
talked about the scenes that had it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did enjoy Megan.
Yeah, because Megan had like the uncut version had crazy shit going on in it, like that wasn't in the PG-13 movie. So yeah.
Oh yeah, Jake. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm actually excited.
Oh shit, that is that. Okay.
I'm actually excited for that. I actually want to see that.
Well, that's the podcast this week. There you go. All right. Yeah. It's gonna be on Peacock, so I can watch it. I ain't gotta go nowhere. So yeah.
I'm stoked. I'm hoping my kid. I want my kid, my son, who's like, you know, works he's an EMT now. He's like works crazy hours and shit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he'll be around. He's like, yo, man, let's fast forward it 5 years ago or whatever it was when he used to play that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Vidja Game movie.
It's a video game.
We gotta watch it. We gotta watch it now. Okay. That's on the to-do list. Okay. That being said, you can move on to the next part of the podcast. Okay.
All right.
Speaking of the Vidja Game section, all right. So, like I said, some big stuff happened in the video game week this week that everybody's going crazy over it. And like I said, I told you earlier, I did not play Spider-Man because I don't have a PlayStation 5. So
I saw like the opening scene where he fights
Sandman. Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, they said that's how the game starts off like that. Like he's just fighting Sandman in the middle of the city. So I'm like, damn, this shit look awesome.
You and Miles. Like Miles and Peter like team up or whatever.
Yeah, he like grabs one of them and like throws them across the city, and they like catch themselves between buildings and whips up back. I'm like, okay, the game starts off like this. So the game's like nuts, you know. Yeah. But I think we can't talk about Spider-Man 2 because I haven't played it. Maybe I watch a Twitch stream of it. Maybe I'll go buy a PS5 and play it. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for PC 2 years from now.
Remember
I don't know.
Blockbuster when you could rent gaming consoles?
Yeah, you just and then you got to beat it. But see, that was different because you could beat those games in like hours. Like you can go rent, you know, Streets of Rage 2 and beat that in a day and take
like literally an hour.
Right. And then just take the game back. You know, you can do that. Yeah. You're not getting Starfield, you know, renting it for 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But that being said, I'm gonna talk about what I did play. I did play Forza Motorsport. Now, before everybody clicks off, I am gonna review it. Or click off. I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. I am going to spice it up a little bit because not only did I play Forza Motorsport because, like I said, it's on Game Pass. So I didn't actually buy it. I played it on Game Pass. But not only did I do that, I also bought a racing wheel.
No shit. Look at you.
The G923. I bought a racing wheel for this game. So I was like, yeah. So
is it the good one? It's not the Gordon Gartrell.
It's not the Gordon Gartrell. I did my research. I went into it. I looked online, found out what's the best one to get. I was like, okay, so this is a good entry level wheel. So this isn't $1,000 wheel like that. I tell you how much I paid for it. I paid $300 for it. Fuck it. I mean, and I may play it for more than just Forza. This may be the game.
$200 more. You could have been playing Spider-Man.
Now you just killed my review right now. It's like you just brought me just back down to reality just like that, you know.
What? You didn't play Spider-Man?
With your dumb ass.
Look, Jake playing Spider-Man too. Hey, Jake, jump on. Give us a review.
Give us a review of Spider-Man because nobody on here playing. We're too broke to play Spider-Man. We're not too broke because I can see I dropped the ball. But I'm gonna talk about Forza. Now, I'm gonna talk about Forza. Go ahead, throw it on there. Okay. Now the thing about the game, and like I said, I actually recorded myself. Yeah. Eli, I've been doing this video all week.
All right, man.
That's what I'm saying, because I know everybody's ready to click off on as soon as I say a racing game, but I'm actually
let me switch to full screen. Let me get
there you go. Okay. So now what I was talking about the game. Okay, so let me talk about it. Like I said, you got Forza, you got Gran Turismo. What's the difference? There is no difference. It's Coke and Pepsi. You got to be like a hardcore racing nerd to like really know the difference between those two games. But the main thing you need to know is that they're simulators. So it took me a while to get used to the wheel. So fuck Forza, let me review the wheel. The wheel took some getting used to. When I first got it, this is like about my third or fourth race. So I still got some learning to get with this wheel. When I first got it, I kept running off the road and stuff like that. Couldn't stay on the wheel because I couldn't get used to it. But the more I started getting into it,
you have to like lean your weight and shit.
Yeah, I had to lean into it, stuff like that. And then like the wheel makes it more immersive. Okay, so you know when sometimes when you oversteer and you kind of like going around a corner and the tires get locked. Well, the wheel gets locked when it happens. So if I'm going and I can't turn, the wheel stuck right there, and I didn't know that, so I'm like trying to turn the wheel, and the wheel's not turning, and I'm just flying right off the road and shit like that. So I had to get used to it. So the more I did that, so I get used to it. You bump off the road a little bit, you might lose control a little bit. Somebody bump into you, lose control a little bit, and you see how wobbly my table is. The table's so wobbly that if I do like a hard crash,
is that a TV tray?
It's a TV tray. Fuck it. I just like, let me just grab a TV tray and just screw it on and like attach it to it. Just some. Don't worry. If I get into it, I'll get the whole setup, the clutch and the whole bed and all this like
the
that.
Gaming chair,
all this like. If I want to get into it, I'll do all that. Right now, this just to get me going to see what it's like. So yes, I got a dinner tray and tied it to it. But the thing is, the force feedback is so strong, if I like crash and wreck, the TV tray falls over. So it's like like really wrecking. Yeah, because the force feedback is so strong. Like if I try to turn it, it won't turn. If the wheel locks up, I gotta like be right on the road, race with it, So it made it more immersive. You can like feel like the wheel rumbles when you're driving, when you're off the road, like rumbles some more, but you like feel when you like really cruising, it kind of cools down. So like you really feel it. So the wheel was worth it. I know I spent like a shitload of money on what I could be playing Spider-Man right now, but the wheel is worth it. So it's having fun playing. I haven't raced online, anything like that. I'm trying to get a feel for it. Maybe I'll start beating my own time.
Man, get that motherfucker. See, man, I love Road Rash, where you can just take out a crowbar and hit the guy.
This ain't Grand Theft Auto. However, I do plan on using this on Grand Theft Auto. I gotta see how it works. Yeah.
No shit.
So I didn't just buy it just for Forza. I have other racing games I can try also. So I'm gonna try it on some more games and see where it goes from there. But
that would be cool. Like for GTA, you could like hook up like the light gun or something.
Honestly, that'd be like too much multitasking right there. You're driving the wheel, and then when you get out the car, then you grab the light gun and then you start shooting people, get back on the wheel. Like that's you
gotta put on the VR set and get up out of your chair and go.
Right. That's a little bit too much. I'm fine the level I'm at right now. So yeah. So like I said, but here's the thing, Eli. I'm playing this game. I'm having fun with this game.
That's the point.
So why the fuck am I playing Starfield? That's my thing. I'm like 10 hours into Starfield. It's not fun. I hate this fucking game. Meanwhile, I'm playing Forza. I'm like, I'm actually having fun. I remember what it's like to have fun playing a video game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey, then on top of that, Fat T is like a month into Starfield, and he swears it's the best game of all time.
And if it is, more power to him. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm to the point now. Well, I feel like it's not my game. But the thing is, I can just jump into this, have fun. NBA 2K is doing a free trial right now. Have fun playing that. So I'm like, why am I wasting my time playing a game and not having fun with when I got all these other games I'm having fun with? Jump to that.
I'm playing.
Xbox didn't have VR, so
I'm playing Tekken bowling, man. I'm having fun bowling with knocking over Heihachi pins and shit.
Tekken bowling is fun. Yeah, when the new Tekken comes out, I will play that. So yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm probably gonna get that new Tekken because I'm having. Yeah, I bought the last Tekken just because it was on sale. I'm like, this is fun. I'm having fun. I might splurge. That might be my Christmas present. Is the new Tekken. So.
There we go. So that's my review. Hopefully everybody didn't leave. Hopefully I was able to let everybody know about Forza and the wheel stuff like that. Like I said, Forza is Forza. If you played Forza before, you know what Forza is. You're either in it or you're in it. That's all I can tell you about that. So yeah. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this comic bullies. We're talking about comic books, and Eli, I'm gonna let you jump into it because you do have more books than me this week.
Did I? I read so much, and I didn't. They're all just okay. I spent a lot of money this week, and most of them were just okay.
Got to do better, Marvel or DC or Titan or
like,
whoever.
Like this one. So I will start out with Justice League.
I was gonna get this, but you said it sucked, so I didn't get it. So that's why I was kind of waiting to see what you said about it.
I think you might have liked this more than I would have.
I mean, I'm not into Godzilla like that.
Well, this wasn't a Godzilla book. This is just a Justice League.
Oh, well.
So that's why. Okay, so this is the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kang #1. And it's basically a Justice League book. The monsters don't show up barely at all, just in the end. So basically starts out, Superman's getting ready to propose to Lois. And he's just doing all, he's just doing, he's, hanging out with different Justice League members, doing superhero shit, and just having conversations with everybody about proposing to Lois and how he never goes on vacation and blah, blah, blah. And of course, Bruce Wayne tries to talk him out of it because he's a dick, and
I already banged Lois. Why are you trying to go back?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just Superman, soap opera shit. But then meanwhile, the Legion of Doom, they break into the Fortress of Solitude, find a mother box that allows them to portal into another Earth, a separate universe, a separate Earth where they go to Skull Island, and then they find Kang and Toyman.
Okay. Wait, which Toyman? The Asian one or the fat white one?
I think he was the white guy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so Toyman finds some amulet, one of the crystals inside the Fortress of Solitude that basically can make him control the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, oh, okay, I am going to control these monsters. So we cut back to the scene that we've been seeing in every comic book for the past month or two, where that preview,
mm-hmm.
where Superman they're having dinner with Superman and Lois are having dinner, and he's about to propose, and then you hear the rumbling, and then he looks and he sees Godzilla coming out of the water, and this is a job for Superman, So this panel, that is the last page to be continued.
Oh, bullshit. Yes. Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like all the hype. And I'm a Godzilla fan. I was really looking forward to this. So to have just kind of a sort of, ho-hum Justice League story. I mean, even like I said, it's Superman proposing to Lois. The Legion of Doom were basically a sitcom. They're all bantering like Full House or some shit. There was some moments where they on Skull Island where they kind of fight those skull things, what are they called? The Death Riders or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. Those snake things with the skulls. There's a couple scenes with that. Gorilla Grodd tries to communicate. Why don't they do that? Gorilla Grodd tries to communicate with Kang for
he should be able to do that, yeah.
And then nothing happens. And then instead it's Toyman with the crystal that can control the monsters. That would make so much sense. Gorilla Grodd behind it all.
But Gorilla the thing is, I mean, Gorilla Grodd necessarily wouldn't have to control Kang. He could just show how smart he is, and Kong be like, "Oh,
well,
okay, I'm gonna
he
just
does.
follow you."
He kind of views Kong as like a god. Like, wow, look at this ape. This is like a god ape.
Okay.
So he's like impressed. Like Gorilla Grodd is impressed with Kong, but Kong's like barely in it. He's like on a page. They fight those skull things for like a page, and then it cuts to Superman and Lois. You know, and it's that, and so it's that scene we've already read, because that doesn't help. So all the hype behind this, and for them not, like Godzilla and Kong, not to really show up barely, was kind of a letdown for me. And it doesn't help that we've seen those pages in the previews of virtually every DC
book, Night Terrors and all this.
Yeah, every DC book for the past month. Like, okay, well, I'm reading this again. And that's the end. That's where it ends. You know, so I was a little like, but it's not like I'm not going to read the next issue.
Okay, but here's the thing: they got you. They go with that. They know what they were doing. They were edging you. That's what they were doing. They know what you want to see, but we're not going to give it to you. Get your mind
out the gutter, man.
See, I wasn't trying to, but I guess it just went there.
Because I don't know what edging means at all.
This is a family show, but yeah. All right. So
I mean, they got me. I obviously I'm gonna get the next issue because I want to see what happens. But I was like, damn, there was no, as a Godzilla fan, I wanted to see more Godzilla. And this was just another basically a Justice League book. All so right, you might have appreciated it more than me.
No, because everything you said about, like, I don't want to see that shit. Yeah. I want to see Superman fight Godzilla. What do I see? So it sounds like I need to wait for the next issue and read that, and then have you break down whatever Godzilla lore that I'm missing on. So
I mean, it was basically Superman Lois soap opera shit. I'm gonna propose. Oh, I'm so nervous about proposing to my old lady. And,
I've seen Lois. I've seen Smallville. I've seen all this shit.
Yeah,
man. I don't
that's what it was. That's all it was. You know. So I'll give it a. That sounds shady to give it a 2, but I'll give it a 3.
Because the art is at least good enough.
The art is good. Yeah. Okay. The art is dope. It did just enough for, like, okay, I got it. Obviously, I'm gonna get issue 2 because I want to see this fight. So this gets a 3, and that's me being nice. But I was just like, after waiting for so long and then seeing that, basically rereading that scene again, that previous scene again,
they already
to have nothing happen. I was just like, really? That's I was like what you said. Really? That's it? that's what my reaction. That's it. So but I'll give it a 3 to be nice.
Okay. All right. So first book I'm going to do is Iron Man number 11. I've been on this Iron Man book. They got married last issue.
Because it's the wedding. Is it the honeymoon or something?
This is the honeymoon. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's the honeymoon. But they're still like fake married. Like they're married, but they're really just doing it for political reasons so they can move without people paying attention to what they're doing. So you got Tony Stark, his wife's name is Hazel Kendall, who is in disguise Emma Frost, the X-Man Emma Frost. So let's get to it. See what we got. All right. So book starts off with Tony surfing with the dog in Hawaii, because that's where they are. They're on honeymoon, and they're just doing their thing, taking selfies and everything. And then Hazel Kendall, aka Emma Frost, says, "Are you ready to get it on? Your armor." So he throws on the armor because this is really a secret mission. They're just in Hawaii because it's close to Krakoa. That's why. And the thing is, he's going to Krakoa to get something, and he's giving Emma some special glasses that the glasses let her see what he sees. So she sees herself through him right now. So that way, when he goes to Krakoa, she can kind of guide him. Okay, go here, get what you need to get, because he need to get some Mysterium, and Mysterium is on Krakoa right now. So that's the mission. So it goes to Krakoa in his invisible Iron Man suit. That's the only Iron Man suit he's got right now, and he goes underwater because he's trying to avoid the Stark Sentinels, because they catch him, he's screwed. So he just takes the stairs because it's a secret way in there that Emma knows to get to him. So she just goes away to the White Palace, which is my personal space, and you go up there, and that's all the Mysterium you need right there. So he goes up there. And Orchis has a talking gorilla. They just do. He's been showing up in these books a bunch of times, but they never explain him. But now he's here. So Iron Man goes into Emma Frost's room and sees it there. And while he goes to that box, the box that has Mysterium in there, that's when the talking gorilla shows up behind him and smacks the shit out of him. He was like, Iron Man, I thought you quit. I thought Orchis retired you. Well, it's gonna be good you're here. And he knocks him into Emma Frost's lingerie cabinet because he got her bra on the top of his head. He blasts him. Of course, he dodges him, smacks him, and Emma Frost, I told you they got some smart monkeys over there. So, and then he bear hugs Iron Man. He was like, now I get to kill Tony Stark. He's like, you're not going to kill Tony Stark because I'm not Tony Stark. I'm somebody else. And he unibeams him, knocks him out of there. And the monkey's just like, oh, I thought Orchis said that you were smart. It's like, no, because I'm not Tony Stark. So they told you wrong. So, and then basically Tony Stark beats him by punching him and blasting the ceiling above him, and it falls on him. He tries to grab him before it falls on him, but the monkey like smacks him away and shit, and it falls on him and kills him. So that's it. So like, oh, I go about my business. So he goes there, grabs all the Mysterium that's in there. He grabs all the Mysterium that's on Krakoa, and he also sees a book written by the Stepford Cuckoos for Emma. And he's like, I'm gonna bring this book back to you. He's like, don't bring that book to me because if Hellfire Club finds that book, they're gonna out me that I'm really a mutant. I'm really Emma Frost because I'm in hiding right now. So just leave that book and let it gets destroyed with the rest of Krakoa. And he grabs the whole box that got Mysterio in him, goes invisible, and just walks right at the front door because ain't no more killer monkeys to stop him. So yeah, he flies away. Goes to the Hellfire Club, and he goes down to Emma Frost's sex dungeon. He like, okay, time to go to work because his laboratory is behind Emma Frost's sex dungeon. That's where he keeps all the stuff. So he goes there, and that's where he made all the Mysterium that he found on Krakoa. He turned it into a cane. He's like, okay, I'm going to put it to test and find out what's going on. So he takes Mysterium, and he takes it first to Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. She got a whole new suit like that. She's trying to even bend it. She can't bend it. You're like, okay, that's test one. And then he goes to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange can't even lift it with his magic. The Mysterium is magic proof. So he's like, by the hoary host of Hoggins and all stuff like that. Oh, and also that the Stepford Cuckoo's book that Emma Frost told him to leave behind, he left with Doctor Strange. He was like, I'm gonna leave it with you right now. When all this mess is done, I'm gonna give this to my wife when it's done. And then he's called Spider-Man. So he took a spotlight and made a silhouette of Electro on there and call it the Sinister Signal to get Spider-Man to come to the top of the tower to come find him. He's like, haha, very funny, Tony. And Tony's just like, look, I got a science experiment I need you to help me out with. Tony like, and Spider-Man's like, thank you. Y'all never called me for science shit. Y'all always call Reed, T'Challa, Blue Marvel, but you never called me. I got a science background too, just like they do. So what do you need? They're like, okay, I need you to close your eyes. They're like, okay, your eyes closed? Yeah, okay, cool. Bam, smacks him in the shin. You're like, what the hell you do that for? You're like, the reason he did that because he wanted to see if Spider-Man's spider senses would go off before he smacked him. It did go off. You're like, so what the hell did you hit me with? You're like, that's all I need to know. So now he has a magic-proof, unbreakable thing that even beats Spider-Man's spider senses metal that he can turn into an Iron Man army. And he's going to use that to take those things down. To be continued. On Ironheart's in that book. So yeah. So that's what's going on. Like I said, that was the honeymoon book right there. Kind of a filler book. They had like a guest artist in this one, but basically it's building up to Iron Man. Basically, Iron Man's turned to an X-Men book. Basically. So
yeah, it seems like.
Yeah. All right. So what you got next?
What's the score? What do you do?
3.5 out of 5 because it was a filler book, but it did enough breadcrumbs to move the plot forward, which is what you won't ever filler throwaway book, So
okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, my next book will be / Back to School #1. And this is my book of the week.
Okay.
I love this series, / because
it was gone for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, it kind of comes and goes. Tim Seeley's been busy, but so Zoe Thorogood, she did the art, but did she write this too? Because Tim Seeley this is one of his creator-owned series.
Mhm.
And it's a horror book. It's basically a girl who and her mutated sidekick, they hunt slashers. Let me see. I'm trying to see if she wrote it. Sorry, unprepared. I should know this. No, story and art by Zoe Thurible.
Okay.
You know, Hack Slash created by Tim Seeley and Stefano Caselli. So yeah. And this is Hack Slash. It's a horror book. Cassie Hack. She is a girl whose mother turned out to be a slasher and was like killing kids and shit. And she ends up killing her.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she teams up with this like mutated ogre type guy named Vlad. And they go around, they travel the country hunting slashers. Like Jason, Freddy. They don't hunt Jason and Freddy, but those type of killers. Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface, horror movie slasher villains. And that's kind of that's all it is. It's, and this comic has been going on for a while. They did crossovers with Chucky. There's like Hack Slash versus Chucky. They've had Army of Darkness. They crossed over with like the Chaos, like Lady Death and Purgatory and stuff, Evil Ernie. And so, yeah. But like I said, I've always loved this book. It just, like I said, it basically establishes slashers as villains.
Mm-hmm.
That slashers like Jason or Freddy or Michael Myers, Chucky, they are driven by some supernatural force. This comic establishes those rules that slashers are killers that cannot be killed unless you hack them up or whatever. That's what she does. She goes around the country hunting down these slashers. And so this book is this is the new story arc, but it's kind of like a prequel. So it's a younger Cassie, and where she kind of joins a school full of other girls who are slasher hunters too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got that sort of New Mutants, or Doom Patrol, Teen Titans type of feel, like the teenage superhero squad type of element going on, but only they're hunting slasher villains. And so yeah, that they're and basically there's something going on where little kids are murdering their families. Something's making little kids murder their families. The beginning of this book is gnarly as fuck. And it doesn't hold back. Like these books they're very violent and gory because they're slashers. A lot of gore, a lot of blood. But yeah, she meets up with this older woman who is a slasher hunter, and she brings her back to this academy. I can't remember what it's called. Let me see. It is the Hunters for Hire Darla Ritz's Academy for Girls. That Darla Ritz is the older woman who's taking in all these. She's like the Professor X, taking in all these wayward teenage girls who have been through who have all survived a slasher. They're basically a bunch of final girls on a team, And that idea is awesome to me. So yeah, that's all this is she goes to the school. Her and Vlad go to the school, and she's sort of learning the ropes. And they're trying to figure out what's making something is making these little kids kill their family. And it's happening all over the world. So that's what they're going to investigate. They're all going to team up and go fight this new slasher villain. So yeah, I've been waiting for this. I remember them announcing this during Comic-Con or something. So I've been actually waiting for this book, and it didn't disappoint me at all. It had solid gore. I love these characters. I love her. I've always loved this series. It's one of my all-time favorite comics. I think it was on my top 5 when we did the top 5 with
the top 5. Yeah, and it just came out around the time.
Yeah, I think it was then. I mean, they were going to make a movie like back in the early 2000s. They were going to try to get either Megan Fox or Scarlett Johansson.
Wait, how long has this book been around? I thought it was like a new book.
No, this has been out since like the mid 2000s.
Oh shit. Okay. I thought when you started, I thought it started like when we started doing this podcast. I didn't know.
Oh no. This was like I bought, yeah, I still got, and I met Tim Seeley at a con, and he signed my number 1, which was like, and he even said, "God damn, dude, this is a shitty shape." Like, you must have read the shit out of this, because it was in pretty bad shape. Because I love that series, and he talked about the movie and how it almost got made. Like they were actually scouting locations. There was a script written, and he wanted it to be like an MCU of slasher movies. Like he wanted Cassie Hack to not only like fight Chucky or Freddy, but he wanted to like incorporate like My Bloody Valentine and Maniac and all those obscure 80s slasher movies, and the Bates Motel and all that stuff. So yeah, they were thinking that Scarlett Johansson was one of the women they were looking at to play Cassie Hack, and like this was before the MCU, so who knows how that would have happened. But it kind of the movie fell through, and kind of heartbreaking. But I say, hey, with Terrifier 2 and all the horror coming back, this could make a comeback. I say let's make hack / movie a thing.
Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag hack / movie.
Let's use our powers for good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's starting here. Let's get it going. But yeah, this is a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this, especially since most of the books were kind of mediocre this week. I spent a lot of money. I bought a lot of books, and most of them were like the DC stuff that I've been behind on.
Right. And you kind of want to at least keep up with the story, see what's going on. So,
yeah, Night Terrors is over. So I was like, oh, damn, all these DC books that I haven't bought in a couple months came out. So
see what's going on with them. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this was my book of the week. So 5 out of 5.
Cool. All right. So, what last book I'm going to do? I had a third book, Eli, but I read it. It sucked so bad. I was like, I'm not going to do this.
Come on, man.
You don't want me to do it. You really don't.
It'll be your honorable mention or dishonorable mention. It'll
be an honorable. I'll talk about it briefly, but you don't want me to talk about it. But yeah, I'll talk about it. All right. So honestly, you don't want me to talk about this book I'm about to do right now. The book I'm about to do right now is Catwoman number 50.
Oh shit! I gave up, man. Let me find out what happens.
I'm a masochist, man. I gotta know. So. Yeah. They got me at this point, so let's see what's going on. So basically, okay, so what's going on right now? This is part, I don't know, whatever of Gotham War 5, I think. Yeah. Part 5. It's a continual story, seeing what's going on. And basically, Catwoman, last we left off with Catwoman, she found Bruce on top of some roof. And she basically looking for him to find out what did he do with Jason Todd. Because Jason Todd went missing. So she's hopping off the roof like Spider-Man or some shit, and she finds Bruce, and Bruce is fucked up. He fucked up all the Robins, left his damn flesh and blood son for the police, and he's just losing it right now. Catwoman's like, Bruce, what the hell? So she knows he's fucked up. But then all of a sudden, and he just starts crying in front of her when nobody else around. He just sees that when he cries it all out, puts the mask back on, he's back to business. Just like that. Okay. You can't be doing this shit. Get your people off the streets. You can't do that. Like, fuck all that shit, man. Where the fuck is Jason? What did you do with Jason? And you like, you don't want to know what I did with Jason. And before they can get into it, they got fire bombs bombing all over the city. They're going to say what happened in the city later on. But basically, Firefly is bombing the city all over the place. But since Catwoman took his goons, he's just going to start bombing everybody. Just don't give a fuck. So he bombs that. And when Catwoman and Batman fly off the building because it just got bombed, they instinctively dive into each other's arms. Like, they don't even think about it. Just go into it. She balls like a ball in his arms, and he just covers her while they fall, and boom, they hit. But he made sure he protect her, and she knew he was gonna protect him. And that's when they was like, okay, we got time to right. We got time to make no more Robins right now. We gotta save the city. So they, and then she's like, so where is Jason? He still won't answer the damn question. Like, you don't want to know what I did with Jason, but he's gone somewhere. And then, but she ain't got time for that because she just got word. She just found out what's going on with Scandal Savage and Vandal Savage and all these other the Sandal family, Savage family, all the people like that. So yeah. Anyway, she goes Spider-Man hopping and shit like that, and so we see Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage basically saying his evil plan. He's basically taking over Catwoman's the whole army that Catwoman built. It's his army now. Yeah, and Catwoman's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And basically he tells his evil plan. I've taken over your army. this is not Marquise. This is not your buddy. This is my daughter. This is Scandal Savage. She's been working for me the whole time, and now she's betraying you. But it's okay, since you have collected this army for me, saved me the time to do it, I'm going to make you one of my lieutenants. And when I give your army, which is my army, the case of immortality, you can have it too. Because basically there are certain artifacts that are just in Gotham City. All these artifacts are in Gotham. He has the Green Rock right now, but the other two items are in Gotham somewhere. And if he puts all of those items together, that will recreate the meteor that gave him his immortality, and he's going to give it to his army. So that's what he's saying. And Catwoman's like, no, you took my army. I'm kicking you out of Gotham. Get the hell out of here. And Sam Vandal's like, you talking to me? How? Like, Scandal, control your, whatever. And he just like, fuck it. I'm going to take out myself. And chops her head off. The end.
What?
Story's over. Enough of this Gotham War bullshit. So, yeah.
What?
Yeah, and leaves. Or is she? Because then the head starts talking and shit like that, like, oh, you fucked up, Vandal. Because it turns out it is Lady Clayface the whole time in disguise. That's right, comics gators. There's a Lady Clayface. So why does she exist? Just to piss you off. The future is female. So anyway, Vandal Savage kicks her head like a football. They're like, Scandal, like, what you do that for? You know what you're gonna do, because the head is there, but the body ran off because they know the body is gonna go tell Selena everything that's going on. It's like, what the fuck she gonna do? What the fuck Catwoman gonna do with me? So anyway, he like, I'm gonna get my army. Anyway, Vandal Savage got another meeting. He talks to the whole Gotham bad guys, and he go tell them what's going on. He like, okay, since y'all don't have any recruits, I'm recruiting y'all as my lieutenants. And Two-Face like, well, why should I follow any of you? No, Black Man's like, why should I follow you? Like, because I have all of Batman's toys. Don't worry about how I got them. I got them. And if you follow me, I will give them to you. And like, okay, well,
so he robs Batman. See, fuck this.
He robbed Batman, right?
Yeah. That's so lame.
So that's how he got all the Gotham criminals to follow him, because he like, I'm gonna give you Batman shit. So yeah. So they like, yeah, okay. What happens next? Some other shit. Oh yeah, Jason Todd does some shit. So we still don't know what happened to Jason Todd. Oh yeah, one of those artifacts, Catwoman finds out what the artifact is, so she steals it before Vandal Savage get it. Because if she steals it and Vandal Savage can't get it, Vandal Savage can't give everybody immortality. So she steals it, takes it, and runs off. Before she runs off, that's when Scandal meets the real Selena. She was like, "Oh, give me what you took from me," and and Catwoman actually slashed her, in the throat. But she's got healing power, so it don't really fucking matter. And she just leaves.
So Scandal's just the next 23, basically.
Basically, yeah, that's all she is. So, yeah. And she just leaves. She just leaves. Why did she leave? I don't know. But anyway, Catwoman realized, I got no army, I got no house. Vandal Savage took all my shit. I'm gonna go to the one place where I can go, and she goes to Batman's house. Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, "I told you so." God, this sucks, man.
But he doesn't. He doesn't say like he could, but he could. He could, because she basically saying, "Look, I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm living here now." That's basically said. I'm living here now. It's your house. I'm moving in. And he's like, "Okay, that's it. That's all this is." Okay. And then she's like, "So where's Jason?" And because he still had to answer the question. They're like, "Oh, fine. I'll tell you what Jason is." So, because of course he's Batman, he has a tracking device on Jason. So they find Jason. He's in this burning building. They find Jason, and he was trying to rescue this kid. But since he's still hit with the fear toxin, he panics in the middle of rescuing the kid. So he's just laying there while the building is burning. So they grab Jason, they grab the kid. Batman puts him on his back like a piggyback and carries him out of the house. So, and basically what they're doing is that they find out they're basically going to put all of their knowledge together about Scandal Savage and Lazarus Pit and also like that. And they're all going to team up to take down Vandal Savage. That's what's going to happen. Of
course.
Yeah. But meanwhile, in the middle of the street, while firefighters still bombing everybody, the police can't take everything. The people of Gotham look like, well, look at this shit. And you see the Gotham villains in the middle of the street fucking up shit, wearing Batman shit because Vandal Savage gave him all his weapons. You even see the ventriloquist and dummy dressed up like Batman and Robin. The end. So yeah. Two more issues left of this. Two more issues left of this.
Man. You know what would have been cool? That was Catwoman's army with all Batman's toys.
Right. But no, he's gonna give the Batman villain. Cause we already knew it was going. It was the Batman villains with all the Batman shit.
And
yeah,
and the moral of the story: don't do crime, Selena. This sucks, man. This could have been so cool, man.
Yeah, it's they can't go too far because they gotta always go back to the status quo. So yeah, they're just gonna beat up on some Batman villains. Everybody's gonna be fine. And
yeah. This is such a disappointment, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Two more issues left. 2 more issues left.
Those first 2 issues, well, the first issue was so cool.
Because it gave us a great premise, and now it's completely. It's damn near another story.
Yeah. Like what? Let's see that. Like, let's see Catwoman run and got like, God, that was been so cool. But damn.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh well.
What could have been?
Yeah. Too bad.
Yeah.
All right. My last book I'll do is this Titans number 4. This was pretty good. It's continuing that story where they're fighting Dr. Blood or what's his name?
Brother Blood, Baron Blood.
Brother Blood. They got that cult. I think
both of us fucked the name, but who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, but it turns out that he's being controlled by some weird alien parasite thing, and he's got Tempest in cahoots with them, controlling him too.
Mm-hmm.
But this is them. So Garth or Beast Boy is, they're basically trying to hide the Flash. So we're back on that. Remember, Flash is trying to figure out who killed him. He got killed in the future, and now he ran back in time to tell everybody, "Hey, I'm going to die." So they're trying to figure out who killed him, and they basically put him on Mars. There's a hideout on Mars, so he can hide and not get killed. But it turns out that so while they leave, I forget her name. This chick, she's at the Titan Tower all by herself, and Tempest comes in. Oh, you're by yourself. Oh yeah. The Titans are on a mission. Okay, good. And then that parasite comes out of his mouth and goes into her. So that's kind of where it ends. So that's basically all that happens. It's just them, trying to hide Flash while figure out who killed him, who's the one who shot him. And then this whole Brother Blood cult thing taking over the world or, doing shit, But there was an interesting conversation. What made this book for me was this interesting conversation that the Teen Titan had where Beast Boy is just like, you know what? All we do is fight the symptoms, and
but that's
nothing
all
ever
any
changes.
hero does. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're questioning that. They're questioning that morality. Like all we do is fight fires and punch villains in the face. We can't solve the world's problems by by beating up villains. We need to prevent things. And like an issue or 2 ago, there was that forest fire. He's like, yeah, we stopped the forest fire, but the forest still burned down. Like, what can we do? We have all these powers. What can we do to actually make the world a better place? Like we have all these powers.
That's like I do. That's simple. Yeah.
So they're like, well, let's help reforest, like basically replant the forest. So they go there to replant the forest. And of course, that corporation that burned it down is there with their super soldiers. And then they fight. So they have a battle with them. And while they're doing that, that's when they're like, hey, we need to get Flash out of here before he gets killed. And that's when they basically take him to Mars and shit. So that's where it ends. But no, this was interesting. It was fun. I mean, it was kind of a filler book. Not much happened. But yeah, it did have that nice conversation, a little insight into superhero lore and their motivations and stuff like that, which I did appreciate. So this was a 3 out of 5. Tom Taylor still doing good shit. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anything else you got? Okay. Should I talk about the book I was going to talk about?
Sure.
All right. I'm not going to talk about it, but I could talk about it. I don't really have anything to set up for it. I was going to do a retro book.
Oh,
because I want to do, because it's horror. Let me find a retro horror book back in the day, or maybe just some shit with like supernatural monsters and shit like that. I was going to do one of 2. One of them isn't on digital yet, so I can't do that one. The second I was going to do was Amazing Spider-Man 13 when he fought like the lizard doing that inferno demon shit.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, the book sucked. So I was like reading out like, I don't want to review this shit, man. Never mind. So maybe I review it next week. I don't know. Maybe I change my mind. Maybe I review it next week. I don't know. We'll see.
For Halloween week, a Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I need a horror book for that. And I was like reading. I was like, I don't have a horror book because I was gonna do like old school Catwolf. And I was like, I don't want to do Catwolf.
There was that horror. Wasn't that book that was it Taboo who wrote it? It was like a Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man or something that came out last year. It was supposed to be like a horror themed Spider-Man book.
Oh,
I think the Demon Bear showed up in it. I didn't read it, but I heard like it was supposed to be like a dark horror sort of Spider-Man book. It came out like last year. I think Taboo and B. Earl wrote it.
Okay,
so that's the only reason I thought about reading it, but I didn't. Maybe I'll check it out. So. I mean, I other honorable mentions I had was like Hulk #5.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't read that.
Yeah, that was just okay. It's just him talking to the Man Thing and talking about how that mother of monsters is after the Hulk. She's after you because you're a monster, and she wants the Hulk because she rules all monsters and she wants to have the Hulk. And if you give your flesh to her, blah 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 blah. And then Harpy shows up. So Betty's like, "Yeah, man,
she still hasn't been cured yet. She's still
And she's Harpy. Said, "Yeah, Bruce, if you give yourself to the fucking mother of monsters, then we can be cured." Like, So that was that. But it was just a bunch of talking, basically. So that was just okay. But it's still a good book. I mean, I still like that book. So, yeah, that's a 4 out of 5 for me too. But yeah, okay. I read that Superman, which seemed like another annual.
It was 850, and I saw it. I was like, I'm not reading this shit.
Yeah,
it feel like
it was just another greatest hits kind of.
Yeah.
And some Lobo again. They're setting up that Lobo shit. Like whenever that Lobo shit happens, let me know.
Oh, you put it on me. You were the one keeping up with it.
Brainiac and Lobo. Yeah, they're doing some shit.
Okay, well, because they were doing a Superman versus Lobo storyline, it just stopped. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Nightwing was fun. The Nightwing's a pirate now, and that's pretty fun.
Okay. Trying to just do whatever you want with these books now, but yeah.
Yeah, what else did I read? I think that was about it. Yeah, then I reviewed these,
Yeah, so.
Oh, is it Wonder Woman shit? Wonder Woman Day?
We talking about Wonder Woman? Okay, yeah. Okay, so we can talk about Wonder Woman. Okay, so this week, October 21st, was the 81st anniversary of the creation of Wonder Woman. So, yeah, like I know 80 sounds a little bit better, but 81 was this. So they call it Wonder Woman Day. Like I said, why didn't we did a whole podcast about Batman Day. Like we just stopped everything and just did Batman Day. Now we could have did it on Wonder Woman Day, and that's saying that Wonder Woman don't do numbers and Wonder Woman don't attract a lot of attention. We could have did that, but honestly, Eli, the reason I didn't do that because I didn't want to draw in like the wrong crowd. Because if we do Wonder Woman, you're gonna get two crowds that we don't want. One, the pro-feminist crowd that think all we do is just talk about just Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman and Dazzler and some shit like that, and they think we're just about that. And when they find out we're not like that, and we say weird fucked up shit like we did about the Tara Strong shit, then they ghost us, and then they're like, okay, these people are not what we thought they were. So that's gonna piss off people. And the other people I didn't want to get bothered with it is those weird, body pillow hugging, mouth breathers, the dudes with the anime profile for the Facebook pic. I didn't want them because we know if we start talking about Wonder Woman, that's the first thing they're gonna do when they show up and look. And I was like, I don't want, because I just want to just talk about Wonder Woman. I don't want to talk about how hot she is and top 5 hottest Wonder Women and what big titty actress you want to be the next woman. I don't want to talk about that shit, man. I just want to go talk about the character like we did about Batman, Yeah. But we know we can't have those conversations with Wonder Woman, so let's just not.
Well, and to be honest, I'm not that big of a Wonder Woman fan where my knowledge is enough to fill a whole show on Wonder Woman.
Right. That's right, because we don't have enough. We can fill a whole show up with Batman. Both of us can do that. We would do that separately. I could go over here and talk our half about Batman. You can go over there and talk another half about Batman. Two completely different podcasts, and we can fill that shit up. We can't do that with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I can't say I'm the biggest Wonder Woman fan. I don't dislike her. I loved her movies. Even the second one, I didn't think was the travesty everybody said it was.
Oh, but didn't you know the second movie caused 2020 caused COVID?
I know the second movie ruined the world, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and even as for Wonder Woman comics, there's not a lot that I'm familiar with. I mean, I read some of the New 52, and of course, because of the movie, I read the Gods and Monsters, the George Perez
Right.
run, because that's
The
basically
one that
what
kind
a
of
movie.
redefined her, but yeah.
Yeah, all the Greek gods shit, that basically what the movie inspired the movie, Ares and all that, that's pretty much all I've really read about Wonder Woman, So,
But however, we gotta say it because we're the only ones gonna say it. Now, you did read a awesome Wonder Woman book
yeah, Dead Earth, Wonder Woman, Dead
Mhm.
Earth by Daniel Warren Johnson. I loved, that was awesome. Wonder Woman fighting monsters and shit. Yeah.
Just let you know, we're the only podcast that's gonna recommend that book.
Yeah.
When you talk about Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Wonder Woman wakes up 100 years in a post-apocalyptic Earth and has to fight giant monsters. It's fucking awesome.
There you go.
So yeah, that's our book. That's our book. Yeah. Read that. Happy Wonder Woman's Day. Go read Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
That being said, we're gonna fade out with Linda Carter. Just doing that. I know I talk bad about those guys, but at the same time, Linda Carter is gonna be Linda Carter. So yeah. That's my Wonder Woman. That's how I grew up to know Wonder Woman. So yeah.
Yeah. We're of that generation. I do.
We are of that generation. What's funny? They got fan casting. What's that chick? That chick, Isa Gonzalez. I don't know her name. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, from she was in Godzilla, like one of the Kong movies or whatever.
Was she? Probably. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, she commented on Wonder Woman Day. Oh, she did. That's what she did. She commented. And everybody like, oh, she's next Wonder Woman. That's next Wonder Woman. Like, no, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Anything like that. But people are freaking out that how you gonna have a Latina, a Hispanic woman be Wonder Woman? Newsflash: Linda Carter is Hispanic. People don't know that. Her mother is from Mexico. Yes.
I did not know that. Yeah.
She won Latina of the Year in 1979.
No shit. Linda Carter?
Linda Carter. Yes, people don't know that. Wow, she grew up like in New Mexico or some shit like that. So yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. So everybody wants to be woke now, but yeah, we've already had a Hispanic Wonder Woman. Get over it. So yeah. That being said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. If you listen longer than 30 seconds during my Forza review, we appreciate you. That's all we really care about. Next week, I guess Jake already told us what we're gonna do next week, so he already gave us our schedule. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy. I don't have anything else to do, so I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna spend some time on it. I might throw it in your ball more because honestly, I don't really know much about any of that. So
yeah, all I know is it was a video game.
That's all I know.
I never played it.
I've never seen it. I just know it is a thing that exists. That's it.
Yeah, kids loved it. My kid loved it. So
maybe I played it between and do a review on something like that. But yeah. Anyway, we're getting closer and closer to Halloween. So appreciate everybody checking us out. We're doing good numbers. The last episode sucked. That didn't suck, but didn't do numbers. But the one before that, we appreciate you showing up because you did numbers on that one. So yeah. But we'll catch y'all next week. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And this is Linda Carter running one more time. What woman?